Hello, thanks for tuning in. It's Stuart here, middle-aged runner, 60 years old, trying to see how far I can get in running, 5Ks in particular. So, yeah, a couple of things for this installment. I bought myself a watch. It's a Garmin Forerunner 35. I'll comment on that in a minute. First of all, though, my latest park run, 5K, set a new personal best, 30 minutes and 55 seconds, which I was very pleased with. My previous best was 32 minutes, 35 seconds. So I've been training now for 3 weeks, which is really just run 2 days, then rest a day, run 2 days, then rest a day. And I started doing these 5Ks about 3.5 months ago. My time's come down from 38 minutes now to 30 minutes and 55 seconds. So I was very pleased with the run. It's on flat terrain along the seaside. It's a sort of promenade run, 2 laps. And I started conservatively, but I pushed myself a little bit more than the previous occasion. And I was pleasantly, well, not too surprised when I saw that I'd set my personal best. But I think that sub 30 minutes is definitely a very good possibility for my next 5K if I just push myself a little bit faster. Plus, obviously, the training is starting to pay dividends. I've done hardly any proper cardio exercise in 35, nearly 40 years. So I'm in reasonable shape, I suppose. I do a lot of walking, but walking's not the same as running. It's not really cardio exercise, is it? So I think that there's a lot of improvement to come from me. There was a guy that beat me the previous week. He was in orange and he finished about 20 seconds ahead of me last week. And this time I noticed that after the first lap, he was behind me and coming with about 800 meters to go. I noticed him closing slightly. I looked over my shoulder and I saw him there. And I decided that I wasn't going to let him beat me. So on the last 600 meters, which is a promenade run all the way back with the wind at my back as well, I just lengthened my stride, put in some more effort and coasted home quite nicely. And I finished about 25 seconds ahead of him. So I was pleased with that. He actually ran faster than he did on the previous week. And 1 or 2 other people did as well. So in fact, there was one guy that ran 35 minutes last week, and this week he did 29.5 minutes. Well, wow, I mean, what an improvement that is. Whether it's the previous week he had a problem or something that slowed him down, but that is, an incredible difference. But I've noticed that people, their performances fluctuate quite a bit from one week to the next. I've been kind of improving week in, week out, down to 30 minutes, 55 seconds now, and hoping that my next park run I will get under 30 minutes, and I don't really see any reason why I shouldn't, given that I'm now properly training. So yeah, for the training, I decided to buy this. Somebody recommended it, Garmin Forerunner 35, which came out about 7 years ago or something, so it's quite an old one really. But I've been told that it hasn't got too many functions, but it's quite good. I got it on eBay for about £40 in the box with the instructions, so that was quite good. And I used it yesterday for a training run, one where I didn't really know what the distance was, but I thought possibly it was about 5 miles. It turned out not to be. And actually I was surprised that I ran it fairly comfortably, but I was sort of surprised and even a bit disappointed with the time. The actual run came out at let's have a look. Let me just get my Garmin Connect app out. Yeah, so the actual run came out actually quite a bit slower than I thought it would. I mean, the distance it says here is 5.7k, and I ran at the rate of 8.5 minutes per kilometer, which seems incredibly slow, given that I've just run a 31-minute 5k. And I thought I would be faster, but according to this, I ran my training run yesterday at 42 minutes 5k pace, which seems a lot slower than I thought it would be. I thought I was running more like 35, 36 minute 5k pace, but if it's 8.5 minutes for 1 kilometer, you know, that works out. It was 50 minutes for how far? 3.7k. I actually took my car out to measure the distance, would you believe? Because I was so sort of baffled about this. My car measured the distance at 6.1 kilometers. So I don't know. Is Garmin accurately measuring? I think the only way to find that out is to do a 5k park run that's been properly measured and see what the distance says on this, and then I'll know whether it's correctly calibrated. I'm going to put my stride length in. I'm going to go to a running track maybe, or that promenade run that I do. It's actually marked out 600 meters. They've actually marked it out by per 100 meters. I'm presuming that's correctly marked out. I might go and run along that and count my strides and work out stride length and probe that in through the Connect app and let it work out my distance by my stride length. That actually might be a better way of doing it, but yeah, I'll soon find out whether that's correct or not, because I mean really 8.5 minutes for 1 kilometer is really not much faster than walking pace, and I didn't stop to walk at all. I mean, I kept going all the way and it just felt faster than that, but maybe it's not, so I don't know. But anyway, I mean, apart from that, it's not a bad watch. The only thing I don't like about it is that when you do an activity like you select a run to do, it doesn't tell you how many steps you've done. It gives you an average stride length, and I suppose from that you can work out how many steps you've done. But it would have been nice. It does a cumulative total of daily steps. I mean, if you wear the watch the whole day, it will tell you how many steps you've done for the whole day. So what I'm going to do the next time I do a run is I'm going to turn it off in the previous night, and I'm only going to turn it on when I start the run. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then after I've saved the run, I'll then turn it off so that when I look at the daily steps, that will be the actual number of steps for that activity that I did. Okay, I mean, the only other thing I think that could have gone wrong yesterday is that when I set off in this, I didn't set it to running outdoor mode. I don't know whether that would make a difference. I've got no idea. I'm actually going to go out for a walk in it today, and I'm going to use it and put it in walking mode and see what that does. Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching. And just to say, yeah, I'm 60 years old. My ambition is to win the local park run within 1 year. And the winning time is usually about 18 minutes, 19 minutes. Yep, I know. Sometimes it's as slow as 22 minutes. So maybe if one or two of the faster guys don't turn up, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to achieve that. Because I mean, I've hardly done any training. I've brought my time down to 31 minutes after really 3 weeks of running. So if I keep up and I increase the intensity of my training and avoid injury, I mean, why shouldn't I be able to run under 25 minutes? I mean, I used to consider the 8-minute mile pace was slow as a training run, lazy run, and now it looks to me like, that will get me a 25-minute 5K, which I'm nowhere near at the moment, but hopefully I will be soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.